Hey friends, so I'm sorry that I missed reading chapter 2 to you last night, so I'm going to read chapter 2 and 3. So right now, before we start reading, I want you to tell the person by you what you remember was happening before we left off last time. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. So last time we were together, Junie B's mom told her that she was going to ride the bus. So this chapter 2, is called Feeling Squeezy. I want you to think about that title of that chapter and tell the person by you what you predict the chapter is going to be about. Feeling squeezy. Okay, so I'm going to start reading. No pictures on this page, okay? I stayed scared about the bus for a whole week, and last night when my mother tucked me into bed, I still felt sickish about it. Guess what, I said? I don't think I want to ride that school bus to kindergarten tomorrow. Then my mother rumpled my hair. Oh, sure you do, she said. Oh, sure I don't, I said back. The mother kissed me and said, it'll be fun. You'll see, just don't worry. I did, though. I was very worried, and I didn't sleep so good either. And this morning I felt very droopy when I got up, and my stomach was squeezy and I couldn't eat my cereal, and so I watched TV until Mother said it was time to go get ready. Then I put on my skirt that looks like velvet and my new fuzzy pink sweater, and I ate half a tuna sandwich for lunch. After that, Mother and I walked to the corner to wait for the bus, and guess what? There was another mother and little girl there too. The little girl had curly black hair, which is my favorite kind of head. I didn't say hello to her though, because she was from a different street, that's why. Then finally, this big yellow bus came around the corner, and the brakes screeched very loud, and I had to cover my ears. Then the door opened, and the bus driver said, "Hi! I'm Mr. Wu. Hop on." So there's the big yellow bus, and there's Junie B and the girl with the curly black hair. Junie B looks really happy. Except I didn't hop on because my legs didn't want to. I don't think I want to ride this bus to kindergarten, I told my mother again. Then she gave me a little push. Go on, Junie B, she said. Mr. Wu is waiting for you. Be a big girl and get on. I looked up at the windows. The little girl with the curly black hair was already in the bus. She looked very big sitting up there and kind of happy. Look how big that little girl is acting, Junie B, said Mother. Why don't you sit right next to her? It'll be fun, I promise. And so I got on the bus, and guess what? It wasn't fun. So this chapter 3, is called The Stupid Smelly Bus. So Junie B is about to get on the bus, so I want you to turn to the person by you and tell them what you predict is going to happen in this chapter. She is about to get on the bus, and the chapter is called The Stupid Smelly Bus. What do you think that Junie B's feelings are towards this bus, and what do you think may happen? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to start. No pictures on this page. The bus wasn't like my daddy's car at all. It was very big inside, and the seats didn't have any cloth on them. The little curly girl was sitting near the front, and so I tapped on her. Guess what, I said. Mother said for me to sit here. No, she said. I'm saving this seat for my best friend, Mary Ruth Marble. Then she put her little white purse on the place where I was going to sit. And so I made a face at her. Hurry up and find a seat, young lady, said Mr. Wu. And so I quick sat down across from the curly mean girl, and Mr. Wu shut the door. It wasn't a regular kind of door, though. It folded in half, and when it closed, it made a whishy sound. I don't like that kind of door. If it closes on you by accident, it will cut you in half, and you'll make a squishy sound. The bus made a big roar. Then a big puff of black, smelly smoke came out of the back end of it. It's called bus breath, I think. Is it really called bus breath, friends? Have you seen on cars when there's that big smoke that comes out of the back of the car? That's what's happening to the bus right now. It's smoke. Mr. Wu drove for a while, then the brakes made that loud, screechy noise again. I covered my ears so I couldn't get inside my head. Because if loud, screechy noises get inside your head, you have to take an aspirin. I saw that on a TV commercial. Then the bus door opened again, and a dad and a boy with a grouchy face got on. The dad smiled. Then he plopped the grouchy boy right next to me. "This is Jim," he said. "I'm afraid Jim isn't too happy this afternoon." The dad kissed the boy goodbye, but the boy wiped it off his cheek. Jim had on a backpack. It was blue. I love backpacks. I wish I had one of my very own. One time I found a red one in a trash can, but it had a little bit of gushy on it, and Mother said no. Jim's backpack had lots of zippers. I touched each one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, I counted. That's a lot of zippers. Then I unzipped one. "Hey, don't!" yelled Jim. He zipped it right up again. Then he moved to the seat in front of me. I hate that, Jim. That is not a nice thing to say. After that, the bus kept stopping and starting, and lots of kids kept getting on, loud kids. And some of them were the kind who looked like meanies. Then the bus began getting very noisy and hot inside, and the sun kept shining down on me in my fuzzy, hot sweater. And here's another hot thing. I couldn't roll down my window because it didn't have a handle. And so I just kept on getting hotter and hotter. And it smelled in the bus too. The bus smelled like an egg salad sandwich. "I want to get off of here," I said right out loud, but nobody heard me. "I hate it in this stupid smelly bus." Then my eyes got a little bit wet. I wasn't crying though, 'cause I'm not a baby, that's why. After that, my nose started running, only the bus didn't have a glove compartment, which is where you keep the travel tissues, of course. And so I had to wipe my nose on my fuzzy pink sweater sleeve. Then I stayed on the bus for about an hour or 3, until finally I saw a flagpole in a playground. That meant we were at kindergarten. Then Mr. Wu drove the bus into the parking lot and stopped. I jumped up very fast because all I wanted to do was get off that stupid, smelly thing. Only guess what? That Jim pushed right in front of me, and the curly mean girl did too. And then people started squishing me real tight, and so I squished them again, and they pushed me right back. That's when I fell down, and a big foot stepped on my skirt that looked like velvet. "Stop it!" I yelled. Then Mr. Wu hollered, "Hey, hey, hey!" And he picked me up and helped me off the bus. Miss was waiting for me just like my mother said. "Hey, I'm glad to see you," she called. Then I ran over to her and I showed her the big footprint on my skirt that looks like velvet. "Yeah, only look what happened. I got stepped on and so now I'm soiled." So Junie B's not happy right now. That's what's going on. They're all squishing each other. Miss brushed it. "Don't worry, Junie," she said. "It'll come off." After that, I just folded my arms and made a frown. Guess what? She forgot my B again. So that's the end of chapter 3, friends. And I'll be on tomorrow with chapter 4. So I want you to go and turn to the person next to you and tell them what you thought about that chapter. And if you made any connections to the chapter, remember, a connection is something that you use your background knowledge for, and you think about what's happened in the book and what's happened in your life with your background knowledge. So I want you to turn and tell them a connection you made. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.